Hi, Keel. Excuse me if my voice is a bit funny tonight. Hi, Phyllis. Excuse me. Excuse me. I blow my nose off. Hi, Donnie. Let's see. All right. Welcome to the Sunday night broadcast. Hi, Lulu. I do this every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Spanish time. And if you would like to join the broadcasts where you can ask questions or just communicate in whatever way, you can subscribe via Patreon. It's only $10 a month. And yeah, and thank you to all the new patrons who have joined me. I have a few now, but my goal is 100. Yay! Great. Nice to see you, Barbara. Yeah, that's my goal. And what else? I sometimes do webinars, afternoon webinars at the last Saturday of every month. I haven't decided whether I'll do one this July. I might. I have a friend coming. I'm not sure whether she's going to be here that day. So if she is, I'll talk to her about it, see if she wants to join in. What else? I'm going to be in Brighton in November, and I'm going to be in New York in November, and I am going to have another residential, but I'm not sure when. I need to sit down and look at dates and things like that. I also do private one-to-one sessions where you can talk to me for an hour or half an hour. I do that too, which is always really good. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I may be starting work on another book this year. Maybe when it's a bit cooler. Yeah, maybe a little less navel gazing, because I like to, I do enjoy just pondering and contemplating. And even when I'm speaking, I can hear things in the way I'm speaking. I'm thinking, maybe not. It's amazing how it's always moving and changing. And I can see, like, you know, if I looked back at one of my videos, which I don't know why, I just don't, but I can imagine that it's changed quite a lot. In essence, it hasn't, but in the way it's communicated, it probably has. Yeah, Lee. We'll see. I'd like to, because it has changed quite a bit. So if you are new to these meetings, if you want to ask questions, you have to be signed in to YouTube to be able to use the chat channel, because I know some people have wondered how to do that. You literally have to use your email account to do that. So it's quite easy. You can do it in under a minute. So yes, I was going to talk about questions. There is no such thing as a stupid question in this subject. And I know people are sometimes feel a bit reserved to ask questions, but questions are really good because they expose the concepts that are there, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all, because that's just the way it is. You know, if the concepts are there, the concepts are there, and there's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with it, because there's nothing wrong in life. Life is as it is, and there's no judgment in that. But asking questions is good, because then it creates a dialogue as well. And also, then the concept can be really looked into. And as many of you know, I really like doing that. I really like just exposing the concepts for what they are. And I even enjoy doing that with even the way I speak. If I find that something's not quite fitting anymore, I look into it and I see that, oh yeah, it's not really working. It's not really working for me anymore. You know, when there's seeking happening, there's seeking happening. And it doesn't mean that someone isn't there yet or someone is there yet. This is not a competition about being there or not there, or being worried that I'm not there yet, or I'm there yet, I'm nearly there, because none of that is true, you see. There is no there. There's only life appearing, and in the appearance there can be concepts about that I'm not there yet, all those sorts of things. And they just are what they are. And the story of Lisa is the story of, years and years ago, a rampant seeker. I have all the questions. So questions are not a problem, because questions are going to be there, and it's good to ask them. And in the live chat, I've received reading out people's names, so if I edit it, then nobody actually knows whose question it is anyway. Only you guys. But I know all of you. Because where is there? Here's there. This is it. This is it. This is all there ever is. It's already done. So no one can move towards this. It can't be moved towards it. It can't be moved away. You can't move out of this. You can't move into this. It's done. It's a done deal. So, but seeking happens in this because often, and I've looked at this quite closely recently, that I think with most people I speak to, and in my own experience, is that the seeking comes from, especially in non-duality, in concepts and ideas, that there is something to move towards or something to get rid of. This idea that I've got to get, my me hasn't dropped yet. Now, this is a concept that's been learned, that the me can drop. There is no me to drop or not drop. This is a fallacy. This is the wonderful and beautiful irony in this, is that nothing happens. No me drops, no me, or it all doesn't drop. There is no me. There is no one definable thing which is separate. It's like saying the illusion of separation is somehow separate. Well, how can it be? How can anything be separate? And people often say to me, well, there's still a sense of location. Well, no one's having that sense of location. That sense of location is what is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like we've made to believe that there's something wrong in that. Oh, I'm not there yet because I still have a sense of location. Can't even be this. No, it can't even be this. This isn't being anything. There's nothing here that can be singled out as beingness or thisness. There's no ness here. There's just sitting in a room, talking at a screen, and seeing you guys texting here. That's it. This isn't, you can't say that this is being anything. I don't know what this is. Nobody knows what this is. I can think of a few terms that I hear here and there, but how can anybody know that? How can anybody know what this is or what this isn't? It's a complete mystery. This life is a total mystery. And someone said to me the other day, oh, it's all very well you saying it's amazing. But you see, the thing is that I don't mean amazing as in, it's amazing, what bliss. No, it's amazing that there is all of these things. The space and the thoughts and the feelings, all just boom, boom, just happening. That's amazing. Even when it's shit appearing, it's amazing that it can be there. It's amazing that anything can be here, whatever that means. So nothing is being missed. This is the thing. Nothing's being missed. There are no special people who have something that you're not getting. It's been got. It's done. It's here. It's this. It's what's happening. There's nothing that you haven't got. It's not something you're not being able to get. That's it. There's just nothing to get. And when that's seen, it can be really funny. But it doesn't mean it's the end of anything. It can be the end of seeking. But so what? Then life just is what it is. Doesn't mean that it's somehow then some sort of place of bliss and peace. It's unfathomable what this is. Unknowable. The human just carries on being the human. Whatever. In this case, carries on painting, cooking, normal life. Normal life. There's no mystery to that. This is a mystery, but there's no mystery that is being missed as something called know me or liberation or freedom. Because where would that be? That is all conceptual. Even the sense of I can't get it, conceptual, abstract concepts and thoughts appearing as these things. Belief might be appearing in that, but it's free to be that. And there's nothing that is wrong in it. The thing is that we can think that there's something wrong in that. How can there anything be wrong in life? Life never gets anything wrong because life is. It hasn't been got wrong. It's a mind beyond mind, but words don't cut it, can't cut it, or cut it, or cut it and don't cut it, lol. I don't know, just words happen. Just words happen because people are here, for different reasons. Why am I here? I got no idea. I'm just here. It's just here happening. But there's also an enjoyment in it, and I think some people come to these talks because they enjoy talking or listening or asking questions. And I have phone calls with people and even Skype calls with people who don't even have any questions. They just enjoy speaking about it because it is the most fabulous, interesting, mind-boggling, amazing thing called life. And there are also people here who are looking for that. And I understand that. Yeah, mind beyond mind. No, words never cut it. But words happen because words are it. Words are it. And sometimes the words can cut it, seemingly. Hey, I heard your short recording of today, and of course I agree it's just a concept, but a feeling of separation is a feeling of separation. I think there can be there without the concept of a me too. Yeah, but you know what? When I've looked at that, there can also be a sense of fear without fear, can't there? There can also be it's like an after the senses like become emotional. The senses become emotional. I feel separate. It's like I feel sad. It's like you can feel sad without even knowing why you're sad. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. It doesn't mean there is separation. Of course, there can be a feeling of separation without a concept, but it's just a feeling. There is no, you cannot find the actual separation. Where is the separation? This is the thing. So you could say also, you could almost say it's an abstract feeling because the feeling has been abstracted. It's not belonging to anything. It has no relationship to anything concrete. It's an abstracted feeling of separation, which is not actually separate. Would you say that's true there? Yeah. Amazing, isn't it? How bang can just be heard just like that. Pop. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. How beautiful and free this is. It's free enough to be a feeling of separation. And it's free enough for there to be a human who looks at it and goes, yeah, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling of separation, but it's groundless, it's baseless, just a feeling. Ah, I have to say, I love this life and all its madness. I really do. It's just mad. I love it. There's nothing left, and all the concepts have gone. They're just the floor drops out. The floor drops out of everything. There's nothing left in that regard. There's just what is. But some of the concepts are so subtle. Someone said the other day, I think they were joking, said thising. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't know what this is. What this life is. Why there's this body live, breathing. Couldn't tell you if it's real or unreal or both or neither. Her name is Gazelle, but then someone wrote to me later and said actually she's nothing like me at all. I can listen to like 2 minutes because people send me these clips to listen to, and I can give it 2 minutes. I don't listen to non-duality. I mean, because there is no non-duality. But apparently someone told me that actually no, she's nothing like me. That she says similar words, but it's totally different. So my bad for only listening to 2 minutes. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter that people speak differently because nobody's speaking anyway. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter whether it appears as someone saying thising or Donald Trump for world leader. Because life is just as it is. Life is presenting itself as itself constantly. It's free of any will and choice. It seems that way. I can only say that from here because there hasn't been any will and choice happening here for a very long time. It's just going on. There's no feeling that there's in control. Totally out of control, if anything. Life is totally out of control. It's totally uncertain. The certainty has gone out of it because certainty is a way of feeling safe. So the mind tries to create certainty to feel safe. When this life is actually totally unsafe for the human body and its environment. Because different speakers say different things and some people resonate with one thing and not the other. It doesn't really matter because there's no choice in what's being resonated with anyway, because it's free. It's free for that to be there. It's free for that to be there. So it doesn't matter. There's no right and wrong. The way I speak is very different from some of the non-duality speakers, but it doesn't mean that there's a right and a wrong. It's just the way this happens here. This character quite likes to delve into things. And to get to the bottom of things and find that there is no bottom to things. I think that's what's enjoyed. Delving into it and finding that there's no end to it. There's no end. It's like the scientist looking into an atom or a molecule and finding no end to it. Let's get to the bottom of this. Well, there is no bottom to it. It's absolutely empty. There's no solid ground. There's no solid ground here. Solid ground is only created conceptually as a safety mechanism. And that's perfectly fine because that's the way the human is normally. Hi. Oh, I've missed a few things here, babbling on. This thing, I like it. Says it all, while at the same time saying nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this thing. Someone else said it to me, but I can't even find anything. I can't find anything. Yeah, it's saying absolutely nothing. This thing. Yeah, maybe it's all right. Life just is as it is. Then there is a should be like this and should be like that. Seems to point to another reality, if that were possible. Yeah, except for no one can find that other reality, can they? No one can even find this reality. Is there a reality? And if there is a reality, in which part of it is the reality? Which part of it is real? Yes, you could say this table's real. There's definitely a table here. But is it reality? Never mind another reality. This thing about having a sense of separation and there being no sense of separation. Yeah, this is an interesting one, right? Having no separation, as if anyone can have that, and having a sense of separation, as if anyone can have that, is said that it's two separate realities. It's like two separate realities. But is it? Or is it just the one happening? Because from the sense of a human feeling like I am separate, that is all there is. That's all there is. So is that a separate reality? And then that drops away and there's another reality? No, there is no other reality. There's only what's happening. There are not two realities. That's a story. Because how can you have two realities when there's only just this? It's impossible. There's only just the one here, not two. So people say to me, oh, well, you remember being a me. Well, I also remember being a teenager and being a huge fuck up, So which part of the story of Lisa is more interesting? Which part of it? There's hundreds of parts of one story, which is all here. Which part of it is relevant? None of it's relevant. There's nothing relevant. There's no two realities. It's just the one. And I know the thought processes that go on, with that. Well, but people say there is a place without the me. There is this reality without the me. Yeah, or they might say that, but from your perspective, there's just a body saying words. The only thing that is what is happening. That's the only thing that is. If there's something not happening because it's conceptual, then it's not this, is it? It's not here. It's not the expression. Sorry, I'm comfortable today. It's not the expression of life happening. If it's not here, it's not here. Doesn't mean that because it's not here that it's real. It's not real. And even if it is here, appearing as like the sense of separation, doesn't make it real either. Nothing real can be found. Yeah, you can say, oh yeah, but the body's real. Yeah, but what happens when you go to sleep? Is the body real then? Where's it gone? Or when you're daydreaming, when's the body gone then? Beliefs, you see, belief that there is a reality that I'm not seeing. Well, there isn't. It's just sitting here. There's nothing needed to be known about that because it's already presenting itself fully presenting itself as just here. And if there's the thought process, well, I don't get that, then that's presenting itself as I don't get that. Do you see that? You see how it's so full? So full? It's so already. It is. It feels freeing to realize there is no control and nothing to hold on to, but also can be felt as scary and felt as unsafe at times for the human here. I guess that is just the concept of survival. That's just the belief that I need to survive. I need to survive. That's a concept, you see, that I need to survive. The whole I is a concept, accompanied with feelings, really deep feelings, actually, really deep feelings. That's what wants to survive. The human will just survive. When it's hungry, it'll go and eat. If it's got no food, it'll find a way to get food. It's got no money, something will come along, it'll survive. It does that. It's I won't survive. So the feeling like when there's all that control, it seems to be going, all these when you realize there's actually no control, it can be scary because it feels I'm not in control, therefore I won't survive. Hey there. The body is sensations, perceptions in the brain, but is there a brain? So I hear. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it all works. Because it's amazing, isn't it? How we can see thoughts. You can see thoughts, can't you? Pictures. Even with your eyes closed, you can see thoughts. Is it happening in the brain? I hear so. Yeah. I guess if I went for a brain scan, I'd see a brain. I don't know. Actually, I just don't know. I don't know. That's the thing that's going on, isn't it? There's this, in our in our now paradigm, in the paradigm of this story, there is the brain. Maybe at one point there wasn't even a concept of a brain. Wasn't it like some point in ancient times where they thought the brain and all the processes was somewhere else in the body? But I think they do happen in the brain, don't they? Because they can measure them. Like if pinch, you feel it there, but it's the motor neurons are recognized by the brain. That's why there's a slight delay in recognizing the pain, because the brain has to recognize. I don't know. It's interesting though, isn't it? It's interesting how we can see pictures without using the eyes. But you can say that the brain is the body. The brain is the body, right? The thoughts are the body. The emotions are the body. It's all the body. And the body is not separate from the space and the table and the wall. If I look at the wall, it's all these little the bumpy wall. I've got these really crap walls. The wall's all bumpy. It's like a sensation in a way. Even though I'm not touching it, but it's a sense of bumpiness and sense the light. So it's all one sense, it's all one body in a way, really. But thoughts and feelings and everything, they're the body, they're not separate. Yeah, well, I guess apparently there's a brain. I've seen brains. I have seen brains. But I won't go into that story. It's not very nice. I mean, really, the body is just an animal, like any other animal. It's just a breathing, living organism in this, like every other organism. And in this paradigm, as I said, there's the brain, the heart, the lungs, all this body. It's amazing. The body's amazing. The way it breathes, the way it processes everything, the way it has senses, the way it sees and hears. It's quite an amazing thing. And with the human, the way it can have abstract thought, creative abstract thought, like maths, the level of mathematic abstract thought is incredible. Storytelling, poetry, art, dance, politics, you name it. The human animal is quite a interesting animal. Very different from the rest. It's quite beautiful to be fascinated by life. Not fascinated, well, that's okay as well. Not fascinated in the way of like the reasons why. I'm not interested in why, really. I'm interested in Wow. I'm interested in wow. It's a beautiful thing. And here we are as humans trying to get to something when it's already here. It's already here. Happening is all these things, mundane things like a hot battery pack and a tissue and a sore nose and everything else. And for some reason we want to get to it, but we can't get to it because we're it. So it can't be got to. It's impossible. Hi there. Nice to see new people here. I often notice a split-second shift to a sense of self during everyday life, as if I'm checking to see if I'm still here. Yeah, it's kind of habitual. Yeah. I think the sense of self is this sort of concept, this sort of psychological, almost a psychological condition really, is so set, seems to be set, that it has to keep a check on everything all the time. It's like a sort of a nervous tick, isn't it? But it's just happening on its own. And it isn't actually a sense of self. It's actually not a self doing it. It's something going, am I still here? Am I still here? But what's doing that? Is it an I doing that? Or is it something that just appears saying, am I still here? I mean, when you really look at that, it's like, it doesn't make any sense, does it? It's just like it's all like a nervous tick. See if I'm still here. Yeah. No, no, you're not still here. Everything is here, including checking for sense of self. Like that. Then it's gone, isn't it? It's just like a nervous tick. And that can happen, and then it could just stop happening. And it's not replaced by anything. It's just not there anymore. That checking. Like, oh, where am I? Where am I in all of this? Is everything in order? Is everything in control? Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay, right. Oh no, it's not okay. Now I need to get control of it and try and manipulate it somehow by thinking about it, as if that can change anything, of course. No. But that's just, I think, a condition. Just appearing, a condition. But it's not a self. It's not a me. It's not a construct. There's nothing in it. It's like a dream. It's like a fantasy land, in a way. Fantasy land, which is painful. Just pondering the word freedom as a word in itself, it's meaningless. Donald Trump and George W. Bush use it, for fuck's sake. But this is free to be what it is, not freedom beyond this, in future world. Future world! It's a private joke between us two. Future world. Yeah, freedom fries. Did they change the name of French fries in the US to freedom fries, or is that just some sort of urban myth? Yeah, no freedom. Because freedom is conceptual, totally. Freedom for who? Which freedom? Rainbows and bliss freedom? Freedom is a tantalizing carrot on a stick. It sounds so appealing, doesn't it? So therefore, then what happens when we look for freedom is we're trying to check to see if we're free, because freedom will come with a set of conditions to make it look free. And if those sets of conditions don't check in, then we're not free. So we'll never be free because we don't even know what freedom looks like. We don't know what the conditions are, except for a bunch of cheesy ideas like, staring into each other's eyes and hands over hearts and bliss. But apart from those cheesy ideas, we don't actually know what freedom looks like, because freedom is totally conceptual. This is freedom, but it's not personal. It's just free to be here. And that's not particular to any particular body. That is just the case, right? So, you're sat in your room or wherever you are, and there's just the room happening. Now, where the hell is the room coming from? Nobody knows. What is it? Nobody knows. That's a mystery. That's wild. And it's free to be there because it is there, because it's already there. So, of course, it's free to be there. But freedom, personal freedom, will never be attained. Because when it is attained and it suits particular conditions and parameters, something's going to come along and knock it off the shelf. If it's bliss, I feel really peaceful now, really peaceful. It won't be long before something happens to disrupt your peace. And then what will happen is, now I've lost my freedom. No, because you didn't have it in the first place. All that was happening was a bunch of ideals. People think freedom is an ideal. It's idealistic, you could say. It's like people who want world peace. Idealistic. Future world. World peace. Well, in the story of the human, there's never been world peace. There's never been world peace, has there? It never happened. It's not there in any of the stories. It's already world peace, appearing as flowers and birds and death and murder and war and babies and puppies. Beautiful. Miraculous. Isn't the new tower in New York called Freedom Tower? Where the Twin Towers were? Freedom Tower, is that right? When I was in New York and I was going through the city with a friend, we were going to see the Statue of Liberty on the boat, and she pointed out Freedom Tower. I think she said Freedom Tower, and I didn't want to go to see it because I don't know, there was something just like Ooh, something so creepy about that. Freedom Tower, the freaking irony of it. Like the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, yeah. Maybe there once was a sense of, well, no, there never was in America, was there? I mean, they killed 130 million natives. So, there was never any liberty, let's face it. Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. Nothing against people celebrating with their families, but what it's about is like ugh. But that is the freedom. The twin towers coming down is the freedom. Life's free to be that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that. As horrible as that is, it's the case, isn't it? Life is not always the way that the human thinks it should be. If the human had its way, no one would ever die. No one would ever get ill. But that's not the way it is it? Every human animal gets sick and dies. But life is free to be that, however awful the human feels about it. Life is also the human who grieves that and feels that sadness. So beautiful to be exactly what it is, all the time. Happiness and sadness and loss and grief, joy, laughter, boredom, tiredness, energy, everything that happens to the human. Life is free to do that. Life is expressing that. It's not personal. There's no personal in these expressions. When the body gets tired, it's not personal. There is just as much a brain as an outside world, right? I've no idea, maybe. I have no idea either. Is there an outside world? I don't know. Well, it's not here right now, but it doesn't mean that I know that it's not there. I don't know. I used to think I knew that, and then I had a look at it and realized actually I don't know that. I don't know if Holland is actually existing right now, and it's just because I can't see it, or whether it's just not existing and you're just appearing. I just don't know. I don't know. I find the mystery of that more compelling than thinking I know something. Knowing something is like it's like such a constraint to think that I know something. I actually feel the tightness of it in a way. I think with that, I think I used to kind of it seemed logical that there wasn't a Holland because there's no Holland here. But really, I got no clue. I don't even know if this is a planet. I don't even know if this is alive or dead or neither or both. That's so fascinating. That is so fascinating. It would be wonderful if all these concepts did fall away right now. Yeah, yeah. It really helps, if you just have a deep dive into them. Like, what are they? What are they really? It's not by saying they'll fall away and you'll be replaced by, liberation. It's just that the concepts aren't real, you see. If they're a concept, it means they've been conceptualized, as you know. Conceptualizations are fictions. Fictions. Concepts are fictions. That's all they are. Fictitious ideas which get believed, because if some ideas get pummeled into you all the time, especially if you go down the spiritual path, which most of us have done, these ideas get pummeled into us. This is not good enough, that's not good enough, you'll get there if you do this, do that, do that. So the concepts can be very grippy, very sticky, because they seem real, but they're actually fictitious. And there's nothing wrong with taking a deep dive into one of those concepts and going, actually, okay, so what's actually true about this concept? Is it actually true? You might find that it's not. Yes, it's the mystery that is most beautiful of all. It is, isn't it? It really is. What the hell? I love the what the hell. It ignites a fascination here, which is why I love to do these talks and talk with people, because there's a fascination. And I don't want to get all non-dual about it and say, well, there's no one actually talking. Yeah, that's true. There's no one actually talking. But there is a fascination, and there is a love of it. There's a love of this life. And there's also a love of speaking with others and seeing that spark when they see that, oh yeah, all these things I've believed in, all these things are not true. There's just, I don't know. There's just, I don't know. And that can be really, really beautiful. Okay, any last things before I go? I'm surprised I've been so lively because I've been sick on the couch for 2 days. But I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better now I've done this, funnily. Yeah, and what you said about the outside world is the same as the brain, right? And in a way, everything is like that. How real is it? No idea. No, I know, me neither. That's the best. No idea. Is there a town outside? I don't know. If I open the door, there probably will be. But is it appearing because I've opened the door, or is it because it was always there? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Hedy. Is that how I say it? Hedy? Thank you, Donnie. And speak to some of you on Wednesday night, as usual. And I will be here again, same time, next week. Thanks, Keel. Thanks, everybody else. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Thanks, Phyllis. Okay, bye.